I remember every detail, as if it were just earlier today on my lunch break. It was overtime on Champions Field where names of legends hang among the rafters. My men had just finished a failed offensive assault. This left me as the last man back, defending our line. All that stood between my opponents and victory was one man, one single defender, left to be outplayed. Me. It was 3-on-1 as he took to the sky. I had fractions of a second to identify his plan of attack. He could put it to the backboard. No, it's too far from him. He could pass infield. No, he's in a Fennec. No way a Fennec player would ever pass the ball on an opportunity like this. He's approaching his touch. Could it be a shot? No. He's letting off the boost. This is no shot. He's taking control. It's an air dribble. He's elevated. Poised to convert it into a flip reset. Much as he hath attempted 14 times this match. No, that's what he wants me to think. He's gonna keep carrying the ball above me. I see him boosting again. It's an air dribble to the top corner. I've read it. If I can jump now, I can get there. I can really cover it if I can save the game right here, right now, if I just...
Oh, what? He bumped me? Hey, what's going on, guys? Today, we're talking about the unstoppable, undeniable, irrefutable, #1 heavyweight, unoutplayable mechanic in the world, the air dribble bump. I'm going to cover how it's done, why it works so well, what situations it's useful in, and how you can defend against it, because although it's very difficult, it is possible to stop it. This part might go without saying, but I'm going to say it anyways. To make use of this mechanic, you need to know how to air dribble. You can check out my air dribble tutorial linked in the description if you don't know how to, but this mechanic is basically just an extension of being able to air dribble. So the first thing you want to do is air dribble the ball onto a trajectory that threatens your opponent. This is a majority of the time going to mean putting it onto a path that ends up high in net, but it can sometimes also mean a pass to a teammate too. The goal of this part is to put the opponent at an impasse. Basically a position where they believe the best, or in most cases the only option they have, is to go directly for the ball, because if they don't, it will be a goal. By doing this, we've forced the opponent onto a predictable path. In other words, for the opponent to stop the ball from going to its target, there is only one direct path that they can take, and knowing this gives us complete control of the situation. When you can predict your opponent with 100% certainty, it gives you a guaranteed route for outplaying them. And if you've ever played Rocket League, you know that there are very few guarantees in this game. So, if we can make a play that guarantees our opponent will take the path that we expect them to, we now have the opportunity to fully commit to punishing them for it without the risk of them doing something different, because if they do anything different, it should be an automatic goal for us. Now, it's important that you emphasize with your execution that this trajectory will not allow the ball to bounce before reaching your target. Because if we leave the ball and the trajectory is on target, but it will bounce first, then when we go for the bump, our opponent can just wait for us to fly past them and catch the ball on the bounce. This means we give the ball away for free and renders all of our effort meaningless. So make sure to put a lot of focus on generating a path for the ball that sends it floating to its objective, so that if the opponent wants to respond to the play, they're forced to jump. Now, the bump part. This step may seem pretty straightforward, but I want to share with you a strategy that changed my understanding of bumping my opponents completely. Your first instinct may be to boost directly at your opponent to try and bump them as quickly as possible. And this idea of chasing the opponent down to bump them is entirely inefficient in today's meta. Players have gotten good enough to often recognize you're going for a bump and quickly react to dodge your attempt. This creates a scenario where it's possible to be outplayed by your opponent. If they recognize you're chasing them for a bump, they can quickly move out of the way. This being a possibility now means that the play has an added risk to it. If we fully commit ourselves to the bump and miss or get dodged, they make the save and we end up overcommitted. This creates a situation that is a win or lose. They either don't react and let us bump them when we score, that's the win, or they do react, dodge the bump, and we don't score, that's the lose. So instead of trying to bump a player, or more specifically that player's car, you should be trying to bump a position. Now, hear me out. What I mean by this is if the only option for a defender to make a save is to go directly for the ball, then they need to leave their current position to play the position required to save the shot. If jumping for the ball is the only position that saves the shot, then all we have to do is fully commit to bumping that position. That way, if they fill the position, they're guaranteed to get bumped and the ball will go in the net. And if they don't fill that position to avoid being bumped, we've now effectively bumped that position out of being an option for the defender, and since it was the only position that allowed a save to be possible, the ball goes in the net anyways. It creates a situation that for us is a win-win. They try to save the ball by playing the position that we're bumping, inevitably getting bumped for being in that position, and the ball goes in their net. Win. They don't jump for the ball because they're avoiding the bump, and the ball goes in their net anyway. Win. Now, I know what you're thinking. Verge, you said it's possible to defend this. How the f do I defend this if you're saying it's a win-win for the attacker? Well, overly aggressive viewer, the answer is simple. Get good, kid. To defend the undefendable bump, we have to become the unbumpable defender. We have to find a way to play the position required to intercept the ball without getting bumped. There's two ways that we can do this. One is by angling ourselves ever so perfectly to make our car as small as possible so the attacker's attempt at bumping us is extremely difficult. You have to fly up to the position to cover the ball's path, and then level your car out as flat as possible, ever so slightly over the attacker's path. This should give you enough room if you execute perfectly to avoid the bump, but still get contact on the ball. The other method of defending this is by using your dodge to help you get around the opponent. You can fly around your opponent while saving your dodge, and then use the dodge to pull your car back into the path of the ball. Both of these methods are tricky and take precise and near perfect execution to pull off, but they are truly your only chance at saving an air dribble bump. A pro player that goes by the name Rawas is known for his ability to defend these shots with any semblance of consistency. I recommend watching his gameplay if you'd like more examples of defending these shots. Now, I wanted to quickly talk to my big brains who have supported the channel all these years, or if you're new and you want to know more about me, stick around. I know I've been inconsistent with my uploads for a while, but last year I retired from competing as a coach in the RLCS, and I've made some big changes in my life. I took some time to sort out what I wanted to do and who I wanted to be now that the competitive Rocket League chapter of my life has come to a close, and I've decided that I love this game and the community we've built together on this channel too much to step away from it. So I promise that I'll be back to uploading tutorials regularly, and in addition to that, I want to get back to being directly involved with you guys like I was before I was in the RLCS. So I'm launching a paid Discord community that I'm calling Rocket League University. In there, I'm going to offer one-on-one coaching sessions, weekly group events like mechanical workshops and decision-making think tanks, fun game mode custom lobbies, in-house private matches, creator meet and greets where you can play with some of my creator and pro friends, and ultimately just build a great community of people who enjoy Rocket League and want to get better and have fun together. To celebrate the launch of the Discord, I'm going to give the first 20 members a full lifetime 50% discount on their memberships. And if you're watching this in the first couple hours after this uploaded, I'll be in the Discord greeting and playing games with new members right now and for most of the day. If you want to get better at Rocket League, hang out with me and other pros and creators, or are just looking for a place to enjoy Rocket League with people just like you, then give Rocket League University a try. Links will be in the description, and as always, thanks for watching.